Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2 has a lot of game modes to play. Some good and some empty as a desert. One of those game modes is Versus Mode. Versus Mode is a game mode where 8 players, 4 as survivors and 4 as a special infected, compete against each other to see who can get the most points at the end of a campaign. Usually, the winner is the one who has the most points, obviously. On paper, this sounds very fun, and just to an extent, it is. But there are many problems with this game mode. Some good, some bad, maybe. Mostly bad. Mostly for the infected. And I wish to talk about those. So, let's get to it. Now, on the survivor side, there's not much to talk about. If you're good at the game, it's just to kill the special infected and make your way to into the safe room. All you gotta do is recognize the specific special infected spawns, plan for those, and make your way through it. There's also other things such as resource management and coordinated teamwork. It's really only a problem when the teamwork isn't there. Yeah, since this game has been out for a very long time, it leads to a lot of good players constantly playing versus mode, and which leaves no room for new players to, well, become good players or play casually at all, which usually leaves versus mode filled with toxic players who know what they're doing, which leads to new players getting kicked and bullied. Also kicked. It's a little bit of side of bullying, saying how much they suck at this game, which also happened to me. I believe it happens to every player, and I remember it quite well, my experience. One time, I was playing Parish on the infected team. I was chosen to be the tank. I sucked at it. I had one teammate telling me to break the glass in the Ceta containment during the Crescendo event in Chapter 2. And I tried to, but the problem is, one of the servers already threw a molly at me, which I failed to avoid. I didn't even break the glass. Pretty sure I couldn't. And my teammates and the survivors were questioning what I was doing. I immediately died within like 10 seconds. My team call said I sucked, kicked me. That was it. Another time was when I was playing with my friend. He got the game at like a Steam Christmas sale, I think. For me, not. But he wanted to play versus mode. He had some experience with the campaigns. Not good enough, but he wanted to play versus mode since I was playing it. I was going to. And so I said, why not? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? First game. We join in. I'm on the infected. He's on the survivors. We all say they're ready. We're ready. My friend, he treats versus like a campaign. He's slow. He explores. He goes to every hotel room. This is in Dead Center, Chapter 1. He takes his time. His teammates are furious that he's slow. He's slowing them down. And that he's wasting time. So they quickly kick him as soon as he leaves spawn. This is the very beginning. They just left spawn. That's how fast you have to be in that game mode in order to appease the players. So we got kicked, and that was it. Game mode is very, very not friendly to new players. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. But in terms of that, I think that's the only thing that survivors have to challenge. Of course, there are trolls and griefers, but not a problem at all. Now, the special infected is where most of the problem comes in. The special infected is mostly where the nightmarish part of the modes comes into play. Playing as them is fun. There are many problems with playing them. Let's start with 1, hit rig. Trying to hit a survivor as the infected is a pain, most likely with charger and jockey. Hit rig is with those in terms of ping, but I don't know how this ping works in game. I could hit a survivor with the same ping as me, good ping, 28, maybe 20 or less. I could slide off him, right then and there. Jockey, can't hit him. I have to rub him all the time. Which sucks. Sometimes I feel like I have to be right next to him, and sometimes that doesn't even work either. Same goes for the spits, acid hitbox. Sometimes it feels like the puddles and hitbox are the same, and sometimes the hitbox is bigger for some reason. In terms of teamwork, the special infected must crank up the teamwork to the maximum extent possible. If you go alone, you're dead, and most likely get kicked for a lack of team coordination. You must sneak your attacks to do good or at least some damage to the survivors. You have to incap them, which means you have to and make sure they stay down to buy as much time as possible for the rest of your teammates. You must, yeah. If you can't, you have to do it again and again until they use their medkit. And repeat the cycle all over again. It takes, I think, 5 times if they use their medkit to fully die, and that's if they don't have a defibrillator. Not to mention the many options survivors have in terms of weapons, specifically the sniper rifles, aka the hunting and military rifle. I see the scout sometimes be used, but rarely the op. Just as rare, but I feel like another time for those videos. Another time, maybe. These weapons make it so the survivors can watch each other from afar and not worry about splitting up. If a good survivor gets their hands on one of these, it's over for the most affected. One headshot completely shuts down all of them, except the Charger, the tank not taking headshot damage, and the Charger requiring 2 shots to kill. Imagine you're a hunter trying to go for a 25 damage pounce or just flying, and all of a sudden, 1 shot ruins any attempt of a team attack since one player's dead. It's also for the survivor. Sucks for you though. The special infected must really plan and think 2 steps ahead for a chance at getting at least 1 survivor killed. Now the tank I believe is the most important special infected to play as and against in the mode. Having the most health and doing the most damage, being able to throw rocks, toss cars, and dumpsters for an instant kneecap. Doesn't go for the rocks, just cars and dumpsters. I wouldn't have a problem with him, to be honest, if it wasn't for one thing, and that is B-hopping. But I rarely see this. This only happens when a really good player gets control of a tank, which allows for some crazy movement for the survivors and the tank. The tank is supposed to be the strongest effective, with the downside being slow, so getting infected has to work with his team. But when B-hopping, he negates his only weakness, and you're the survivor seeing a freaking tank traveling at the speed of traveling the speed of light with a fist directed to your face, while the other specialists just sort of just watch as the tank roams across the map, chasing the next victim. I do see this, survivors can also perform this, but I rarely see it happen. I do it sometimes, but only on like those ledges where it's easy to do it. I wouldn't have a problem with B-hopping on Survivor. Well, I do have a problem with B-hopping on Survivors. And since B-hopping, they can travel far ahead of their team, which I think that she should be punished for that, with infected seeing that. But no, since they have the sniper rifles, survivors can B-hop at any time they like, go far ahead as they want, and not be punished at all for splitting up, going farther ahead as their team, which sucks. Although kind of pointless, since if one survivor is B-hopping, he B-hop far away, but still has to wait for the rest of his team. So, kind of pointless maybe, I don't know. But in conclusion, I feel like I got everything I said off my chest. If it has problems, and sadly I don't know any solutions now, I don't know if the problems in the first place, maybe people enjoy them. But I didn't make the game. Even if I did, at least have an idea on how to fix them. If they need to be fixed at all. I'll probably sound nonsensical and illogical. I just wish that playing the special effect was a little bit less frustrating to play, and that versus mode was more appealing to the casual player. I don't think my friend ever tried versus mode again after that, but who knows, only time will tell. I don't think this is a problem for the players. I think it's just that since Left 4 Dead 2 is so old and so many people have been playing it for a very long time, people have just gotten really, really good. So, yeah. I can't do anything about good players. Just get better than the player. I have no idea. But I think that's all I have to say. I still enjoy playing versus mode sometimes. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it. Maybe it's depending on mood. I don't know. Pretty sure it's meant to be played casually, but that's it. So, bye.